Okay. Call the meeting to order. At this time, please stand for the invocation, Pledge of Allegiance, and the Texas pledge.
Thank you, Mayor. Father, thank you for the vision that you have for our future, and especially thank you for the wonderful team you have blessed us with to carry it out. And Father, we pray that you continue to lead this city and allow its leaders to lead this city with grace and peace. In Jesus' name, amen.
Raise the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Sorry, Sam.
Thank you. Okay, at this time we have a proclamation. I'll read the proclamation. Child Abuse Prevention Month 2026. There were 642 children affected by abuse and neglect served by CASA of Denton County in 2025. And more than 202 volunteers from Denton County worked with the organization annually by giving their time to ensure safety for our community's children. And our youngest residents need and deserve to be surrounded by love and a positive relationship while being given guidance and protection. And the City of Corinth commends the work of CASA for Denton County volunteers and staff in advocating for children during this difficult times in their lives. Therefore, be it resolved that I, Bill Heidemann, Mayor of the City of Corinth, and on behalf of the Corinth City Council, do hereby recognize the month of April 2026 as Child Abuse Prevention Month. In witness whereof, I have hereunto signed my hand and caused official seal to be affixed the second day of April 2026. Congratulations. Is there someone here from CASA? Oh. Why don't you come down here? We'll give you the proclamation.
Everyone's going to come up. Yay.
Or have the council come down here and take a picture with you, and then we'll give you the podium and you can talk about it.
For sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
So much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, come over. You, here, have a board member take it.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
All right.
So, get a picture here.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, too.
I'm just taking 62. Just kidding, 6.
Please, podium's yours.
Do you want to talk? No? You want me to talk? Okay. I'll just talk briefly. Thanks, Pat. I'll give her, I should talk on this side. Did you notice me? Hello. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. This is fancy. All right. My name is Bethany Hartung, and I'm the volunteer recruiter at CASA of Denton County. I have been here since October, so I'm super fresh. Actually, my first day of work was at the Lake City's Chamber with Tina, and that is how I was welcomed into Corinth. This is an amazing city, and we love supporting it, and we love being a part of it. Unfortunately, 9 children were removed from the city of Corinth this year, or in 2025, and they were placed into our care. And so we just want that to be known and reflected that we as CASA of Denton County, we serve 100%. So we serve every child in care with our amazing volunteers, and we only have 214 right now. So we're always looking for more people to be active and support any way they can with CASA. And it is so very near and dear to our heart, and they work so hard. And these are amazing board members. We have Carol Ann and Sherilyn, and they just help and support any way that we can support the children in foster care. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for all that you do for the citizens of Corinth and for the children here. A lot of times it goes unnoticed, but thank you. Okay, citizens' comments. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Comments about any of the council agenda items are appreciated by the council and may be taken into consideration at this time or during that agenda item. Council is prohibited from acting on or discussing items brought before them at this time. No citizens' comments? Okay. Then I'd entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion? Cast your vote. It's unanimous. Okay, we do have a public hearing, but we can't go into the public hearing until 6:30, so we'll have to wait until 6:30 because we tabled that from the previous council meeting. But at this time, we're going to the business agenda. Item number 7, consider act on Chapter 380 Economic Development Incentive Agreement between the City of Corinth and MMD Development, LLC. Mr. Campbell.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. As I indicated in our workshop setting, we do recommend tonight that this item be tabled to our next council meeting, which I guess is April 16th. We would need a motion, and you would need to vote to table this item tonight. There were a few items that popped up early this week between us and the other party for this development agreement, and we need to get those worked out. So we apologize for that.
Okay. All right, I'd entertain a motion on that item.
I would move to table that item, Mayor.
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion? Cast your vote.
No, my apologies. The other vote has somehow gotten into this section, so we'll just, Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Garber?
Yes.
Ms. Rowe? Yes. Ms. Henderson? Ms. Pickens?
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, that's a roll call vote. Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, so that's the extent of what our agenda is for tonight, so we're going to have to recess until 6:30 because that's when the public hearing will reopen for tonight. So,
Good. You could do council comments if you wanted to.
can do that? Okay, we'll get through this thing real quick tonight. You in a hurry to get home tonight, Kelly, or something? No. Okay, council comments and future agenda items. The purpose of this section is to allow each council member the opportunity to provide general updates and or comments to fellow council members, the public, and or staff on any issues or future events. Also in accordance with section 30.085 of the Code of Ordinances, at this time any council member may direct that an item be added as a business item to any future agenda. Mr. Burke.
Nothing, Mayor. Thank you.
Mr. Garber.
Nothing, sir. Thank you.
Ms. Rail.
Nothing, Mayor. Thank you.
Ms. Henderson.
Yes. Kudos and a big thank you to the staff committee that put on the awards luncheon. It was a great luncheon, and congratulations to all the winners. But it was just just made my heart real happy to see that we're doing that. So thanks to the staff that put that on. And happy Easter to everyone.
Ms. Pickham.
Nothing, thanks.
Mr. Campbell.
Nothing to report. Thank you.
I would also second that. I attended that awards for the core values for the city of Corinth. And what really resonated with me is the fact that, that when we developed our strategic plan, we went out and we had citizens involved, we had businesses involved, and we had council involved. And what we did is we came up with that strategic plan. And in the process of doing that, we established the core values that this city believes in. And really it was somewhat refreshing and rewarding for me to watch, because what I saw there was the core values that make a community the community that it is. And we were reinforcing that with these awards. And again, I can only assure you that in the future, I would suggest that if you have the time to come and attend it, it'll make your heart feel good for the efforts that you put. You make decisions up here on the diocese, but yet it's those people that implement them all, and they do a great job in doing that. And sometimes a little recognition and support means an awful lot to those people. So again, thank you. Thank you, staff, for all that you do. People don't always appreciate it, but I know the council does. So thank you. And with that, we're going to have to recess until 6:30 until we get our public hearing. Okay? Okay, we're going to reconvene the council meeting, and at this time, we're going to go into a public hearing. Conduct a public hearing to consider testimony and act on the ordinance on a city-initiated request to amend Section 3.05.16A, Drainage and Stormwater of the Unified Development Code to establish a required conservation pool water level for retention ponds. Mr. Campbell.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Tonight, our Director of Community and Economic Development, Melissa Daly, will address this item and answer any questions that you have.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. So the purpose of this proposed amendment is to clarify the UDC standards for retention pond design and construction. So this is not overhauling the entirety of everything that relates to retention ponds, but basically just relating to the design in an effort to ensure that if there are retention ponds, that they actually have water in them. So it would require ponds to be designed to maintain a minimum permanent conservation level of 3 feet under normal climatic conditions. This would not apply, for example, if you're in a drought. So that's there would be leeway to ensure that that those considerations are taken into effect. It addresses concerns about inconsistent water levels that are impacting neighborhood character, reducing maintenance, safety, and enforcement issues, and reinforces responsible water management and conservation goals. So these are the suggested amendments. A minimum conservation pool design depth of 3 feet for a minimum of 50% of the surface area of the pond. And by the way, these all came with discussions with Public Works and our engineers. Pools should be maintained primarily through stormwater runoff or other approved non-potable sources, so not looking for them to be filled with potable water. That's and so use of potable water would be prohibited to maintain that 3 foot level. Temporary drought-related reductions in water level are not considered violations. Irrigation and secondary uses would be suspended if levels fall below conservation pool elevation. So if you're using those retention ponds for other like sprinklering or what have you, that those could be suspended. Recirculation or fountains and aeration would be allowed if no potable water is required to maintain the operation. And the Director of Public Works would be permitted to approve modifications due to engineering constraints. Every development is a little bit different, so some leeway to make sure that what's being proposed is feasible. What this does not do is it does not change requirements for detention versus retention. This is determined by each development in each circumstance. So this is not a requirement for all ponds to be retention versus detention. This is just addressing if there's to be a retention pond. These are the design standards that we are required to maintain that 3 foot level. Does not address safety requirements. Those would remain such as benching, which is already required, or fencing, which is required depending on the design of the pond and the depth. And it does not change requirements for circulation or mosquito prevention. Those requirements are still there in terms of the movement of water. And mosquito prevention, code compliance addresses issues after they're built if they come up to ensure that those are not an issue. So that this does not change any of that. This is, I won't go through all of this. This is really the specific language relating to everything I just went through. It's in your packet, but we can come back to this if you have a question about the wording. Staff recommends approval as presented. The P&Z board did vote unanimously to approve the amendment at their last meeting, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. And more importantly, Glenn will be happy to answer any specific questions.
Is there any question from council? I do have one question, and I don't know if, Glenn, maybe you can answer it. I know that many years ago we were concerned about with these ponds as far as mosquitoes for West Nile. Is this incorporated into these ponds that there's certain types of mosquito prevention type things?
So that's during civil engineering, we require to make sure that the circulation of the pond is moving. Movement of the water prevents the mosquitoes.
Okay. So that's built into the system.
Yes.
Okay.
It's built into the design, and then after the fact, if there's an issue, if the water's not moving properly, the fountains aren't working, or for whatever reason there's a mosquito infestation, which becomes a health issue, then that becomes a code violation, and we would reach out to most situations, the HOA, to help work with them to get that addressed.
Is there any other questions?
Don't
Council?
you use those mosquito discs?
Yes, we still give out the mosquito dunks.
Okay.
Any other questions from council? Okay. Thank you. At this time, I will open up the public hearing. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak to this issue? Please come down, state your name and your address for the records, please, and you have 3 minutes.
I printed out what I'm about to say, if everyone would like a copy.
It's on recording.
Okay, if anyone wants to hold on to it, I'm the kind of person that, yes, I can hear it, but if I don't have it on paper, I might not necessarily, so I have enough copies for everybody. My name is Ashley Warden. My address is 3503 Peakview Drive.
Okay.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Ashley Warden. I am a resident of Corinth, Vice Chair of Keep Corinth Beautiful, and a candidate for City Council Seat 5. I am here to speak on case number ZTA 26-0009. While I understand the goal of improving community aesthetics, I am concerned this mandate prioritizes a design preference over the long-term operational risks to our infrastructure, our taxpayers, and our families. First, we must look at the math. This ordinance shifts us from functional dry detention to mandated 3 to 5 foot conservation pools. In North Texas, this creates a drought catch-22. We are banning the use of potable water, yet mandating a water level that, given our high evaporation rates, will require expensive private wells and constant pumping. When those pumps fail or sedimentation fills the pond, who is left holding the bill? If an HOA cannot afford the 5-figure cost of dredging or well repair, the burden eventually falls to the city's stormwater utility. We are essentially mandating an ornamental feature today that becomes a taxpayer liability tomorrow. Second, we have to address the biological reality. A permanent pool is a mosquito vector. Recirculating fountains are an aesthetic tool. They do not stop larvae from thriving in the shallow edges. If the city mandates the standing water, we must also mandate integrated pest management to protect residents who are sensitive to these health hazards. Finally, we cannot ignore the safety implications. According to the National Autism Association, 91% of deaths of autistic children are due to accidental drowning following an elopement. If the city is going to mandate these steps for a consistent look, then we must also mandate safety benches or shallow perimeter ledges. We cannot prioritize the design choice over the physical safety of our children. I urge the council to pause this amendment. We need a standard that prioritizes functional engineering, fiscal transparency, and above all, the safety of our residents. Let's not build a liability and call it amenity. I have provided a copy of my statement and the specific safety statistics for your records. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else in the audience that would want to speak to this? If not, I'll close the public hearing and I'll entertain a motion on that item.
Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
Is there any further discussion?
Yes, sir. I do have a question. Didn't you just say that there are fences around these?
Yes, depending on the slope and height, we do require fences. If it, for example, a straight drop or over, I think, 4 feet down, then a fence is required.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Any other questions? Okay, cast your vote. It's unanimous. Okay. At this time, we're adjourned.